Hi, I'm Matt from Interformula, and welcome to our Research and Development Centre. We do all forms of research and development, all the way from designing and developing our own race cars, to simulators, to running cars in racing series and rallying all over the world. We also do a lot in the Asian Classic Car Championship, so do look out for us. For any information, do contact us with the number down below.
Very good evening to everybody here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TGIF Friday night's ASSETTO CORSA race of the Adrenaline Impact Historic Series GTR Legends, hosted by in conjunction with Tata Kerja as well as Adrenaline Impact. And today with us here, we will be visiting the fantastic Oostenrijkring of the 1969 version, of which this is the larger track compared to the A1 ring, or the Red Bull ring as it is known recently, and the one that is run in Formula One nowadays. So this is a longer, more attractive, dangerous as well, and of course more tension, and basically a high risk, high reward, flowy track compared to the later modern F1 series. And today with us here, we have three types of cars, as you can see on the screen. We have the fantastic Nissan GTR, the Hakosuka, of course, flanked by the BMW CSL Batmobile, and of course, what you're seeing on the screen right now, the fantastic Ford Capri, a venerable British touring car, championship challenger of the day. So fantastic track, fantastic drivers. Can't wait to see what they do. And as we go into the qualifying session right now, we are looking at the racers going around the track in this fantastic track. So let's keep an eye out to see how they're doing around the tracks. And if you see their lap times, it is about 2 times what Valtteri Bottas has been doing in the 2020 Austrian F1 qualifying in Austria. However, do remember that their track is the smaller track, and this will be the bigger track, as well as the combination of cars that are different compared to the Formula One extremely fast 1.6 turbo hybrid machines that are on the track nowadays. So these cars are mechanical, they are manual, and they are fantastic to drive in as well. Just listen to the sound of these engines as they go around the track. These are fantastic. So this is a huge track, flowy, lots of opportunities for overtaking these small little cars. I say it's small, but they're not really exactly small. They are, of course, smaller than the 2-meter Formula One cars of the day. And just take a look on your screen. You can see our very cute broadcast van over there, as we see now Kevin Ha going out on his outlap in this fantastic yellow little green and yellow striped car. What a beauty! And let's just take a while and savor the sounds coming out from that fantastic ride.
Hi Kelvin, I'm behind the screens right now, so welcome and thanks for your time for joining this broadcast. There we go, there we have Tengku Ishak saying, hey, sounding good, thank you Tengku Ishak, we cannot do this without you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much for the Tata Kerja support that is here and bringing this to everybody right on here. Fantastic. So Khairul, you'll be joining me in the commentary box today?
I'll just be dropping by now and then while I man these cameras here.
Right. Oh, as we see Kelvin hit the wall at the Bosch curve. Now this is a very dangerous curve. Just going through since we're just doing the qualifying, I might as well just spew off some trivia about this track, right? This is as we go into now, this is the Texaco chicane. As you can see, it's nothing like a chicane, but anyhow, back in the 1969s, they named it the Texaco chicane. An interesting name for a track part that is obviously not a chicane. But as we can see just now, Kelvin Ha tapped the wall at the Bosch curve, which is a immediate hairpin right after a long straight. Unfortunately, in the past, a lot of incidents happened on the track, some of which unfortunately took the lives of several drivers on that particular portion, which is why, although that particular portion is kept on right now, even in the modern F1 track, that part is shortened to include a new gravel trap to help slow down the cars in the event that they actually overshoot the corner. So that's a very interesting part of the track. As we see Kelvin Ha now going on his first hot lap, now going past down the start-finish straight and going into turn 1, which is hella light. So how are you, Cairo?
I'm doing good. I'm very glad we have participation tonight. Although these series are sometimes not the favorites among races, but I'm glad they are willing to try out these historic cars. It's quite a challenge to drive with, well, like you said, it's purely mechanical from their time, but they are worth calling legends because they did form rather well.
Definitely. And I just have to say, I mean, for the most of our fellow Malaysian sim racing enthusiasts over here, usually what we very oftenly do is the iRacing series, right? That is no doubt, without a doubt, the best series to be in if you are speaking about the online multiplayer racing. But if you want to really experience a true realistic and engaging force feedback, as well as an immersive type of racing, I think ASSETTO CORSA is second to none for this one, especially like what you have just mentioned as well, in these very tough to drive manual, analog cars that you never see in modern days. Yeah, so I cannot wait to see what happens during the race itself. It should be very close, with all three cars demonstrating similar but not exactly the same type of performance that we have over here, right? So from a little birdie that told me that particular little birdie is still racing in this particular race as well, the Nissan seems to be more tricky but more faster. What do you think, Cairo?
Yeah, they each have their own advantages. Yeah, some excel well in the corners, some do have straight line speeds. So we'll see the outcome in the races. Pete Jordan does a 156.3.
Very good lap.
It's a very good lap.
Yeah, very good lap. In the as the others come across the line, and we see the Akmal now doing a 155.9, and must we say very close racing in different cars. So these cars are actually rather balanced in terms of the performance, and I think more popular here would be the BMW, of course, the Batmobile, right? I think everyone knows the CSL, and of course the GTR, the Hakosuka, which everyone also loves. But we also saw there are one or two cars of the Ford on track as well, right? Do you remember who was driving it? I think it was Lloyd.
Yeah. Let's see where Lloyd is. He just managed to enter this server 10 minutes into 10 minutes before qualifying. So I hope he reads the car well. He's quite he's quite experienced in racing. So we can expect surprises from him too tonight.
Oh, very. And having raced with Lloyd, he is super consistent. And also he knows where to push it, and I think he is in general a very safe driver. So I mean, no doubts with his ability to handle the car on this track. But as you can see, Gummy Bear just sawing the steering wheel hard to get the car to turn. It's a bit different compared to, I mean, if you do the open wheelers or modern Formula cars a lot, you will notice that these cars don't really turn as similar to the one. And as you can see, as he crosses the crest, massive power on oversteer to the left hand side of the turn. what a fantastic type of car. I mean, if I was not here with you in this box today, I would definitely be on the track driving.
Yeah. Okay, on the leaderboards, we can see color-coded bars. They are purple, blue, and red. I think, yeah, right now Gummy Bear is driving. What is he driving? Let's see from outside. He's driving
the
a BMW.
BMW.
Okay, so BMWs are blue. Okay, and on purple ones,
That would have to be the GTRs, right?
yeah, GTRs. And the red ones driven by Afar, he just managed a 156.0. Is the Capri.
Fantastic lap in the Ford Capri.
Yeah.
Look at that side spewing flame. PTCC legend there. What a fantastic, fantastic car, and an interesting ride into the side of the wall as well. Oh, and it's a huge hit for Afar. And also, as we can see, Javier Alvarez, my buddy, has just pulled up behind him as well in his GTR.
So we'll see Akai Suisse next. They've been racing yesterday with the Hondas. Quite good race yesterday. Did you manage to get time to watch?
I also tried those Hondas before, and I have to say, I mean, from a simulator point of view, iRacing has a lot to improve compared to ASSETTO CORSA when it comes to the feel of the car, and those Hondas feel fantastic. All I can say is that.
That's the
Those are just-
that's the advantage of using AC is the modeling is all up to you. It's up to the modders to how to fine tune it to get the precise and accurate feel of the actual car.
Oh yes, I concur completely, and I think it has to be said that a well-modeled car in ACA, and I believe there are some Malaysian legends coming soon as well, right?
Yeah, we hope to get onto that as soon as possible. So Matt Noren manages a 155, and now we're into the 154 region already.
Holy crap! And they are getting faster and faster with every lap.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic to see. But going back to the Malaysian legend, I also remember seeing a very cute 1.3 liter Malaysian car on the Adrenaline Impact page. What do you have to say about that? And I think that car is legendary enough that all Malaysians understand.
We're looking forward to host that King of the Highway and other legends also. We have also the Saga, we have the Kalisa. So we're trying to fine tune it to better suit our broadcast. So it's quite fresh off the stove from the guys from Speed 7. Thanks to them for modding, for making sure the mod works and all of those details are transferred from the real world. And we'll expect some news soon.
Yeah, I mean, I really cannot wait to see, the Saga, the Kalisa, and everything. But you know what? Honestly, I have no doubt who's going to win this race, because nobody can compete with the super legendary Myvi on the Asian highway. So I think the Myvi should be very strong also in ASSETTO CORSA. I mean, I can't wait. But what I hear and what I feel and what I see is that the tuning of the suspension looks very on point, and it just feels, according to the drivers that have driven it, feels like the real thing. So I think that's the ultimate compliment that we can issue to the Speed 7 team that's doing the tuning work on the particular model.
On the first day of testing, we brought the Myvi to Mount Panorama, and we brought it to Nürburgring. We brought it to Nordschleife. Nordschleife. It was a tiring one to finish Nordschleife because of the distance. Yeah, but it was fun. The sights was very beautiful, and thanks to all those modders who made the tracks that's not available as base, make it happen and do it very well at the same time.
Yeah. I think kudos and credits to the modders doing that. Without them, I think we will not see places like, for example, the Sepang International Circuit in its virtual form. I think that's rather important, and as a Malaysian channel over here, it's important that we show our own channel as well. And just to acknowledge the message from Tengku Irshad over there, he's ready to get rolling. I think so are we as well, as we end the qualifying session. Soon to end with the current results. We're looking at a provisional grid of led by two GTRs, and then followed by a BMW, and then another GTR, and the first Ford Capri of AFAR, followed by the BMW and also another Ford, and then some more GTRs, ending with BMWs and ending with some GTRs as well. So, as we can see, Max Palmer just put in a lap to qualify P10 with a lap of 2 minutes, 0.713.
Lloyd just entered this track just a few minutes ago, and he managed a 157. That's not bad. That's excellent, man.
That is why he is who he is. That is just a fantastic lap from Lloyd Loughlin in the Ford, no less. So great lap from him, as well as AFAR representing the American team from America, and led at the front. We have the two GTRs hitting the 154 range, and followed by the BMW in the 155. Should be a close race. Looking at that, we have about 2 seconds covering the first 6 positions. So I think this should be a very close and intense race that's going to start soon.
Yeah. Okay, they're on to the grid.
Right. So now we have a countdown of 1 minute before we start. I think it's customary at this stage to say the word, gentlemen, start your engines. As we can see there, the cars are now on the grid, some of them revving the engines. I hope they don't cause any...
Seems like a reverse grid this time for the race one.
Yes, and I'm also aware that it should be a reverse grid for the second race as well.
So, am I seeing something else? Because I don't know. Let's see.
Yep. So this should be interesting as the lights count down. We are ready to start on a bright and sunny day in Österreich-Ring. Let the lights count down, and 3, 2, 1, let's go racing!
And they're off.
GTRs with a fantastic start, and we have a BMW already into the mix, heading into the first turn, Hella Licht. As we now look at the GTR, wow, look at the Batmobile just swooping past the two GTRs into the first turn as the rest of the pack settles down behind them. Look at this small little track, the Österreich-Ring, only half of the width of Sepang. And look at all these cars just closing each other, using each other's slipstream as the GTR takes a little back step in the first few bends. As they now go into the second turn, going down the long Valvoline Gerade, which is a Valvoline straight for you. This is where the exit from the turn 2 is super important, and everyone just tries to get their speeds up high. If you miss the turn at the Dr. Tirov curve, you basically lose a lot of speed as they go down the Valvoline Gerade. Matt Noren still in P2 in his GTR, which started in first position. As we now go into the Bosch curve, everyone's still intact. There was no accidents. Clean racing from everyone all around as Nazreen Akmal now tries to go behind and take the slipstream of Matt Noren heading into Texacono chicane.
That was a clean start for this race.
Very, very clean.
They managed that well.
Yep. And as you can see, it is so clean, in fact, that the entire grid from 1st to 14 is still covered within 15 seconds, barring the one car. Yeah, I think there must be some minor issue there, or perhaps a over-exuberant run into the first turn. But now, as we ride on Nazreen Akmal, which is currently in 3rd position, he's still trying to close up on the fellow GTR of Matt Noren, and of course the 1st position, the BMW Batmobile of Akai Suisse, as they go into the second lap of the Österreich Legends Grand Prix. Looking at the back of the grid, we can see also there is position improvements from Gummy Bear as well as Kelvin Ha, as Max slipped back a little bit in the battle with them. Now on board with Gummy Bear in the BMW, spewing fire into the Hellerlich turn, going up the hill as he takes to the grass and nearly just loses the end of the car.
Let's
What
go
a
on board,
fantastic
Max Palmer.
save.
Yeah. See some midfield action here.
Yeah. Looking at the car of Max Palmer, number 45, as the two cars in front duel, and one of them, the GTR, I believe, the GTR of Kelvin Ha, goes into the grass, loses traction, and falls behind in position. Max swiftly takes the inside line and smartly cuts him off, going down, slipping stream of the car in front of him, Gummy Bear down the Valvoline Gerade into Bosch curve, as they now come across and going into the curve right now.
You know what? We missed an overtake here. Because we say lost his position to Akmal just now.
Yes, not just Akbar as well. Looking at the grid itself, it seems like he lost 2 positions to the GTR that were in front of him. Yeah.
He was leading the race, right?
Yes. But I think, as you can see, the BMW is a little bit more heavier than the GTR, and perhaps he just outbraked himself into one of the turns. But obviously, as Nazreen Akmal settles into a very good rhythm, he's not letting Matt Oren leave him at any point. He's still within half a second in front of the car, as well as Akai Suisse, which is now also within 0.7 seconds behind them as well. Now we ride on board with Javier Alvarez in his BMW, chasing down the Ford Capri of Lloyd Laughlin. The Ford perhaps suffering a slightly lack of performance. I believe it is a more balanced car. However, it may lack a bit of extreme performance compared to the BMW as well as the GTR. So the Ford Capri is still driving well, firmly in the mid-pack, with Afar and Lloyd Laughlin representing them. Good drive from both of them, but I think they will be looking at more cars coming towards them as we enter the mid part of the race, 3rd lap out of 5th. And as we witness a position change up in front there, Matt Nolan now is in 3rd position, overtaken by Nazreen Akmal as well as Akai Suisse. Going down the Bosch curve, I wonder what happened to them. Is there a way that we can see?
No, that's something that we
I
can't
see.
get back to the replays. But it's okay. We'll see more action here. They've been doing switchbacks for a number of times already.
Yes. Obviously the car of Akai Suisse is now being sandwiched between the two burger patties of, the burger patty of Akai Suisse is now sandwiched by the bread of Nazreen Akmal as well as Matt Nolan, going into the Texaco chicane, and then soon to be the what a name for Ryfen Hugo, straight before hitting Rin curve and going down the start finish line. I'm just quite speechless looking at this
Okay, they
battle.
overtake the side by side.
Yes, side by side going into the Rin curve. As we see, both of them experienced racers giving each other plenty amount of space, with the BMW of Akai Suisse choosing to go on the outside, take a more defensive line and trying the cutback as they go down the start-finish straight. Now we can see a straight-out drag race where the BMW is now following behind the GTR and enjoying a little bit of advantage as they go into the first turn of Hellerlich. Looking at the GTR, it just takes the racing line, while the BMW has no other choice but to just lift off and grant each other racing space. Now this is fantastic, close door to door, side by side, bumper to bumper, close type of racing that we want to see every day, and they are just performing to what the standards that we expect them. Now as we look into the battles going down onto the Bosch curve, we see now Nazreen Akmal leading in front in his GTR, but he is not exactly flying away, is he? He's quite close to the rest, right?
Yeah, it's close back for the top group.
Yeah, extremely close. And do bear in mind, while these cars have some rudimentary aerodynamics, they are not the aero monsters that we have in the Formula One world nowadays, right? Especially, very importantly, that in Formula One, the aerodynamic effects are just so high that if you are stuck behind another car, you just have the ability to drive straight up behind him, especially with the use of a drag reduction system, and then you can just overtake by enjoying that aero benefit. But look at these cars; they don't really have aero benefits, not a lot anyway. But still, they are riding so close to each other, proving that perhaps mechanical racing, the analog type of racing, is the type of racing we should actually look forward to. So now into the final lap as we go down the start-finish line for the final time in this first heat. We see Nazreen Akmal leading the race, and soon we will have the second heat of the race, which is also another 5 more laps, which we will see the grid reversed as we go into the first turn. Hella like in the now just a interesting thing to share in the modern Red Bull Ring circuit. This is the curve, the first turn, which is now also named the Niki Lauda curve, is the curve where the MotoGP rider Maverick Vinales actually had a brake failure, and he had to ditch his bike at about 200 kilometers an hour. Fortunately, didn't suffer that much damage.
Dramatic slow-mo footage from MotoGP.
Oh,
He just ditched the bike like it was nothing.
yeah, and I have to say he was smart to do that, because if you witness the impact of the bike onto the barriers after he fell from the bike, he calculated the ditch. It was just quite scary, and without a doubt, if he was on the bike, he would have suffered immense damage to himself. Quite scary. The bike literally just slammed without brakes straight into the wall and flew up into the sky. Just a fantastic thing to see. But fortunately, he's okay and he's fine. Now, as we look into the final lap now, entering the Texaco chicane's final turn into Reifenstein-Hügel. As we can see, Matt Nolan sawing the steering wheel, trying to control that oversteer behind him. Evidently, even though the GTR is the lighter car, it is still very oversteery on 70s tires. What do you think about that?
Yeah, in order to get an accurate representation of these cars, you have to model the tires also, right, from the same era.
Yeah, and look at the control that they're actually doing to keep these cars on the tarmac.
And here's the front swing,
and that is it. And that is it for our first heat of the race. Looking at the finishing line, we have here congratulations to Nazreen Akmal, P1, followed by Matt Noren and Akai Suisse. Then we have the GTR of Pete Jordan and the Ford Capri pairs of Afar and Lloyd Loughlin in 5th and 6th position, followed by Javier Alvarez and Gummy Bear in their BMW Batmobile CSLs. And then Kelvin Ha with his GTR, followed by Max Palmer and ML Risk, and also followed by Krak1, Virus 12466, and Jasri Junos.
Jasri Junos, I think he just joined the race.
That's right. That's right. I saw him join midway. Yep. That shows it's never too late to come race, because he might be doing the very smart and interesting thing here. He finished 15 in the first heat, and now he will start first position in the next heat.
Just enjoy the view. The modeling is fantastic, man. I love the way the car renders here.
It is, no doubt about it.
So the race winner for race 1 is Nazreen Akmal, followed by Matt Noren and Akai Suisse.
Yep. Fantastic podium for 3 of them as we prepare now for the second heat of this fantastic race that we just had. Now, looking back at this race, I think it has to be said that everyone here has been racing with a very high standard and very good racecraft between the drivers, as they now line up again in the pits and get ready to start for the second heat of this GTR Legends race at the Österreichring in Austria, actually.
What will be your dream track to go and drive one day if you have the chance?
Oh, for me, this is the one. The Österreichring is the one, because I actually, before this entire COVID thing happened, me and my wife have discussed our plans actually, and this is one of the tracks that I must attend. The the Austrian ring, the Österreich ring, or the Red Bull ring as it is known right now.
Yeah.
It's such a fantastic track. You know, around the Styrian Mountains, I just cannot think of any better track other than this one. You know, this is just the best. But if you ask me, if you want to say what can we do realistically nowadays, I would say, you know, Sepang is a great track, no doubt about it. Sepang International is world class. It is a great track for racing, and it is a modern circuit with modern facilities. I think what is most important is that, I think for sim racers as well as people as well, right? I think it's very important that once in your lifetime you experience the Sepang track, because the track is really very wide. You will not see that. You can only see that on the track when you're experiencing it. As we look at the countdown for race number 2, we have all 6 lights, and it is now lights out, and away we go for the heat number 2 of the GTR Legends race in Österreich Ring. Now we look at the number 15 car just now of Just Regionals leading down the first straight into Hellerlich, as the leaders from the first race start now from the back, and they will attack as much as they can into the first turn to see if they can obtain a good result. I expect this to be a more messier race than the first race, simply because, as you can see here, that is indeed happening.
That's unfortunate there.
Yes. And off from Nazreen Ahmad, our winner from the first heat. I think the overtaking is quite tricky here, you see, because it's a balance between going for the positions and also not going off track at the same time, right, Harold?
Yeah.
So as we see now, Lloyd Lachlan, wow, what a fantastic drive, and Javier Alvarez as well, what a fantastic drive to just leapfrog the entire pack. And Alvarez is now in first position, followed by Lloyd also in fourth position. Now, Lloyd is now in third position as he now moves forward and tries to challenge the car of Fairuz in front of him. Bearing in mind, these people, Javier and Lloyd, are people who finished in the top 7 in the first race as well. So what a fantastic result.
So they're starting from the back end of the grid. They managed their way up just in a few corners.
Yes, just in a few corners, because I think everyone is just fighting for the position, right? But you have to really balance between fighting for it and also maintaining a safe pace so that you actually don't fall off the track, right? So, there's a mistake there from Javier Alvarez as Pyros now goes into the lead with his BMW, and Lloyd Lachlan with his Ford coming so close to Javier in his BMW going down the ring curve. This has been more eventful than I expected for the first lap, actually. What do you think, Cairo?
Yeah, it was a quite clean one, and we've seen all the guys from the top end of race 1 start from the rear. They managed their way up successfully without causing any harm to others. That's good.
Yeah, and just look at that, Matt Noren. As Pyro now exits the track and spins off into the
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a big hit. And now in the front we have dueling buddies Lloyd Lachlan as well as Javier Alvarez, as behind the field Jazri Junos unfortunately spun out and has hit the wall and is now down in 12th position for Jazri Junos. Looking back at the car of Javier Alvarez, it is clear that he enjoys a little bit of a speed advantage going down the straights as he chased down the Ford of Lloyd Lachlan. Going into Bosch curve, this is notorious for the minimal runoff that you have here. If you just miss your braking point, it is the wall that you hit.
Only a few centimeters of runoff. No, I don't think there's any runoff here.
Oh no, this is the well, luckily we're not in this era anymore, right? This is the 1969 layout of the Österreich Ring.
Oh, Lloyd goes wide there. He loses it and he goes onto the grass.
As Lloyd now slips back into third position with a little excursion onto the grass, perhaps going in too hot, slightly hot than what he wanted to do. But just look at Matt Noren, just look at him. He finished, I believe, second or third in the second, I think, third in the first race. And now, starting from third from the back, He is now in second position. What kind of speed that he has! It's just fantastic to see.
I wonder what happened to Afar. He was doing just fine.
Yeah,
They're all going off track there. Let's go up
yeah.
to the leading group back.
Or maybe it is the I think when we get a little bit racy, it's just as we look at Javier making a big mistake and a correction there, and now Matt Noren will have the opportunity to just cruise right behind into the Dr. Tirok curve, moving in. If he can lock his braking point right, he will have a very good line down the Valvoline straight and heading into the Bosch curve as well. So this is let's see if Javier can pick back up the speed and sit right behind Matt Noren to try and fight back for that first position that he has lost just now. And now, with that particular mistake, Lloyd Lachlan is now once again in the battle for the first and second positions, and this fight for the podium position are just very interesting. As we now see also, Nazreen Akmal now, he had a very rough start. Started 15th, and he actually spun off, ran up the hill in the first lap. But now look at him with consistent driving. He is now on the third lap, already in fourth position, just 1.8 seconds behind the boys.
That's fantastic.
Oh yes.
All you need is consistency and overall good race.
Yes, very important to have consistency and to basically never give up. I think that trick is the most important trick in the book for a driver, especially if you feel like you are giving up, if you feel like you want to give up, never, because you never know what's going to happen until the checker flag comes out.
Quite close for the leading group, positions 1 to 4.
Yes, in fact, Nazreen Akmal has closed his gap of 2 seconds to now just be 0.8 seconds, 800 of a minute behind the car of Lloyd Lachlan. I cannot wait to see what happens as he just clocks the fastest lap of the race, 1:54.7 in his GTR. I think obviously in his hands, in Nazreen's hands, the GTR is a formidable weapon that is chasing down the BMW as well as the Ford Capri in front of him. And there is a slight slippage of a gap between Javier and Matt Noren. And as Nazreen and Lloyd slowly but surely gets closer, let's see if Javier can manage to hold them off going into the penultimate lap of the race. Do we have a view of the mid-pack as well?
Let's go on to Max Palmer. They're all spaced out evenly. I think around 2 to 8 seconds gaps between them.
I see. So all of them are running their own races at the moment, but you can see Max actually closing up to the car in front, gaining 0.3 of a second in that particular turn itself. So maybe Max is on a charge now to hit for. He's trying to get P7 from this Elrisk in front of him.
Go back to the leading pack. Akmal is closing in, already to Lloyd Lachlan.
Yeah, this is the battle that we've been waiting for. I think now entering the final lap, let's just see if there is a last-minute dash or Daniel Ricciardo type of move down the first turn or the second turn. I think this should be full stakes. This is what it is going for. This is for the podium positions between Lloyd Lachlan and Nazreen Akmal, and we are on the final lap. Going into Helalik. I think this curve is really, really tough. I mean, looking from the outboard cameras, you will not expect what it is. Basically, it is a nightmare. As you go up the crest, you have a blind spot where you just cannot see what's happening in front of you. You have to use your feel, you have to use your understanding and your intuition to accurately place the car on the line that you want to have it. If you do, as Lloyd tries to correct and he manages to save it, and Javier in front of him also loses his rear. Now, safe to say that Matt Noren will have a clearer run to the finishing line with these two slides, but just look at Nazreen Akmal, 0.4 seconds behind these two and edging for a fight. going down the Bosch curve. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Lloyd taking the inside line, Javier taking the outside line. However, bear in mind that these cars are very, very tail happy. Just look at the car trying to snap right off them as Javier corrects once again and manages to do so. See, this is the main reason why I love these analog cars. You know, they just grip differently and they're just magical. It's pure driver skill,
sideways
100%.
there.
And Javier just spun off.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
on the final lap.
unfortunate there.
Oh, and there's contact. There's contact between Lloyd Loughlin as well as Nazreen Akmal. And now Lloyd moves into P2 and Javier into P3, still sliding the car around, going down into Rifle St. Hugo and finally into Ridcurve as Matt Noren cruises across the line in P1. He wins the race. Now we look back to the fight for second position between Lloyd Loughlin and Javier Alvarez. They are just 1.5 seconds apart. Let's see what's happening over there. So fantastic race all over around. We have our first 4 drivers finishing already. We have the 5th driver, Pit Jordan, as well, crossing the line. So this is where it stands. Matt Noren, P1. Congratulations. Lloyd Loughlin, a fantastic race to finish P2. Javier Alvarez, my buddy, a good P3. Nazreen Akmal, a hard-fought P4. Pit Jordan, a very nice and stable P5. Firos with P6. Elris P7. Max Palmer nearly caught him at a P8. Crack 1 coming to finish 25 seconds down the road, followed by 1, 2, 4, 6, 6, and the rest soon to finish very soon. What do you think of the race, Cairo?
It was mostly dramatic at the top end of the grid. Top end of the leaderboard. So it was quite fun. We're glad that we see this good sportsmanship in sim racing also. And there are also guys that went into some difficulties there. Maybe Akai Suisi and Gummy Bear had some problems there. Maybe Afar also had some problems. So
yes,
yeah.
no doubt, no doubt. Because these guys, they were at the top of the previous leaderboard. Perhaps they had some issues, yeah. But I think this is clear proof that reverse grids are actually very fun, right? And Formula One should do it.
All right, so the 2 races have finished. So I'm not sure. I'm having this quite some issues with the broadcasting part of AC, because I need my. Let me try something here. I think I'm having some issues here. It's okay. So I'm glad you spent your time tonight here with us for commentaries. Thank you very much, Kelvin T. We appreciate your time. And
most welcome. Most welcome.
Okay, for those who are interested, the server is still running. If you are keen on joining or you just got back home and found out about this race, you're welcome to join. Just click on our posters on Adrenaline Impact or Tada Kerja's page. You can see the link to the Discord server and where all the info and downloads are there. And we'll keep you updated on our next race soon. So I wish everybody a good night. And anything you want to wish, Kevin?
Yeah, once again, I think with the COVID situation happening, and I think it is just the more responsible thing for us to all stay at home, but not doing nothing, right? So we all should stay at home, enjoy our races, do give us some practice. I mean, a lot of us are not able to drive on the roads nowadays, or just have no need to go, right?
Yeah.
The situation, yeah. So this Assetto Corsa Adrenaline Impact series is just the most fantastic series in Malaysia to drive around. So yeah, join us, and I hope to see you on track soon. I think that's all I want to say.
Okay, so thanks for your time again, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. And let me do something here. Man.
No worries. I think, yeah, so signing off now,
Yeah.
Khairul.
Yeah, thank you for your time again, and we'll see you guys on the next race.
Thank you. See you. And thanks for the host.
All
Thanks to the
right.
host.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Thank
See
you.
you.
Thank you also to this sponsor to the supporters of this race, MSR Tada Kerja, especially for hosting this, and Speed 7 for the mods and all those behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Signing off.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Hi, I'm Matt from Interformula, and welcome to our Research and Development Center. We do all forms of research and development, all the way from designing and developing our own race cars to simulators to running cars in racing series and rallying all over the world. We also do a lot in the Asian Classic Car Championship, so do look out for us. For any information, do contact us with the number down below.